Hello, it's Foon from hustlecastle.site. Where do we start? So much is happening. There is the Rune event, the donkey is here. We have a new game area for Titans, the Colosseum, and we have a new money grab weekly quest thing too. I don't want to make a 2-hour video, and frankly, I don't think you want to watch one. So what I'm going to do is just a really quick sort of what's happening with each of those for the first half of the video, and then the second half, I'll buy that new donkey artifact and give it a quick run through some battles. So let's get started. The Colosseum, which is basically the lighthouse for Titans. I'm still figuring this out myself, but I will say get in there and grind this thing when you're in the game. The Colosseum store looks really nice with lots of shiny stuff that I know I want to get. So don't ignore the Colosseum, get in there and start building up some of those 2 new currencies. Like all new game areas, I will be starting with a written guide on hustlecastle.site before I make a video. So if you are anxious for Colosseum info, I will be working on a written guide soon. It's just that I've been grinding the event and my mom is visiting. And honestly, I think everyone is still sort of trying to work out what the best strategy is to grind the Colosseum efficiently. So yeah, I'm still figuring the Colosseum out myself, and I will give some attention to that after the event. Speaking of which, we are currently in a Rune event. I'd love to make a whole video about Rune events, but it's just not going to happen this time. So I'm just going to say 3 things. Number 1, if you don't already know the drop order for the 3 new runes, it is first Fun, then Massacre, then Confrontation. Or if you prefer, Mage, Tank, then Archer. So they come bottom up, which is a nice way to remember it. The drop order is different for each rune event, but the windows for how many collections you need in order to get number 1, 2, and 3 is always about the same. It's a pretty wide range. The first will drop between 40 and 60 collections, the next between like 130 to 170, and the last is between 230 and 300. By 300, you should normally have all of the runes you're missing. Rune events are very different if it is your very first one and you're getting all of the runes first. If you've already have all the old runes and you just need the 3 new ones, it's a much more different kind of slow event when it's your second time around. And second, with lots of help, I made a rune database with all the effects of all of the runes, and I will add the 3 new runes probably tomorrow. I still need to get the last rune myself. You can find it on hustlecastle.site/runes. The link to the rune database spreadsheet is right at the top. I try to make URLs easy to share in game chat too. And finally, 3. The video I made to announce the rune database, I talk about how runes work and why some have different abilities based on different class and some based on different weapon type. So that might be worth the 8-minute watch if you would like that kind of info. Or it's also written out on hustlecastle.site/runes too if you prefer reading things that are written down. Okay, the next new thing are these quests. This is the Royal Quest. It has been here in the game update. Royal quests have been added to the game. After purchasing a special offer, you'll be able to complete quests with no time limit. Complete all the tasks to get a remarkable item. So that is this button here. You can see you have to pay to unlock this. It's $3. I tested it out and you don't make progress on these quests until you pay. But once you pay, there is no time limit to finish, it is said. This sword I don't think is worth spending real money on. My clanmate Alia said it really good. If they're gonna call buying a sword for $3 a quest, they could have at least made it prettier. And this says this resets soon. If my math is right, then that should request about when the portal opens on Friday. So I guess this is something we have to keep an eye on now to see if there's ever any really good items here. I'm not super happy about another pay to win feature, to be honest. So let's move on to the main event. For the sake of time, I'm going to refer you to my last donkey video for more general info about everything that this merchant sells. This top chest changes with every donkey, but the rest of the inventory is always the same, with the exception of the rare small update. So I'm just going to focus on the top chest for this video, and I'm going to buy this new artifact. But I will say this a few times because I think people don't like to hear it, but then they get angry afterwards. Do not try this at home. The donkey is the worst deal in the game. If you have any gear on your dragon shopping list, move along. Do not try for this outrageously expensive, unproven artifact. Spend your diamonds on the gear that we already know is OP. By the time you have all that stuff, if this thing is any good, it will be for sale some other cheaper way. And I don't mean to sound elitist here, I just want to make sure you all know this is virtually always a waste of money. The only time it might make sense to go for the donkey artifact is if you are an endgame player with not much else to spend your diamonds on. And even for endgame players, if you're not sure, the answer is still probably don't buy. There are 2 possible futures for any donkey artifact. Very likely future A. This is a decent artifact, but not one of the best 8 ever released, and it just fades away and is forgotten. The top 8 ever released is a high bar. We have a lot of good artifacts, but that is the bar you need to think about. Buying this thing and then putting it in storage just sucks, and it's all too likely to happen. The other possible future is that this is actually a super overpowered must-have arty, and you'll really regret not going for it when it was for sale here. This is the less likely future, but I understand the fear of missing out. Just remember that it will almost certainly go for sale for $25 eventually, and then you can get it cheaper and knowing that you're buying something you'll actually use rather than on an unproven item. So those are your choices. I think this sounds good enough that as a content creator with a lot of diamonds, it's worth making a video about it. So I'll buy it and take it for a few test runs. And then at the end, I'll say how I'm feeling and if I regret it. But even then, it's hard to make predictions like that. Really only time can tell. So let's go. Wish me luck. Okay, now remember, if you're going for this, make sure you check that you really do have everything so that you don't spend a whole bunch of diamonds and actually get, the spear rather than the artifact you're looking for. All right, let's go. Number 1. Okay, number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right, not 10, I'm starting to actually really hope that I get it now. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, reasonable, not great, not as bad as it could have been. There it is. Got it. It's mine. Okay. So I'm gonna let's see. Let's first do like a really simple test with just like one guy and see the cooldowns. So let's see, I'll bring in just bring in Blade King. And we'll give you the new artifact. Okay. And I'm just gonna like take off a little bit of gear so that it gets less effects as possible happening in the game. Yay. All right, I think that's good. And I'll battle myself, and I'm gonna slow it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hear, ooh, triggered really fast. That's cool. So yeah, I'm going to put some times on the screen because it'll be a little easier for me like when I have this video on the computer to just write them down. Yeah, one is when it's a little weird because they're both being affected by it. So we're actually, because it's against himself, their own cooldown is being affected. Because that was one of the abilities of this artifact, so that's going to add time to because they're both under the effect of the same artifact, right? So the cooldown time of the artifact we're testing is being affected by the other person's version of the same artifact. But yeah, it's triggering a lot, which is very encouraging. I don't know why the animation is showing the ice cube come up 2 times like that. Okay, I'm gonna speed it up a little bit because this battle will take they'll probably just time out, just the 2 tanks attacking each other, and I don't think we want to watch this for 4 minutes. That's a little boring. funny, like why it's triggering like boom, 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 like I saw 3 little ice cubes all at once. Maybe I can figure that out later when I'm watching it on my computer. Alright, I feel like we've seen enough. I'm going to speed this up to end it. Alright, timeout as expected. Okay, so now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to reassemble my squad. Put everybody back to normal. Okay. Everybody get back in here. Okay, is that everyone? Yep, I got everybody. Okay, so let's do another one. Let's pick somebody who looks kind of hard to beat. So maybe this one, let's look. Oh, this is good. It's a close battle, but I'm probably gonna lose. Okay, I lost, but I put up a good fight. Went to 222. I'm not sure where I want to use this artifact, but I'll just throw it in the same place. There it is. And I think I had this rune on. Okay, so let's try that same battle again and see if I look stronger. It's not like super great testing, like really you'd want to do it. I'd want to think more about what fighter I give this artifact to, and I'd want to yeah, do a couple versions of each test, because like just one, there's too much RNG, it doesn't prove a lot, but you know, just for the sake of, you know, taking a quick look at it. Oh wow, well that's a really nice nice vote for the new artifact, that like it went from me losing to being like such a huge win. Granted, like I just said, there's a lot of RNG, you'd want to do this battle like 3 times under each configuration, but yeah, that feels really good. And as I promised earlier, at the end here, I would say how I'm feeling about it. And right now I say I'm feeling pretty good about buying it. But please do remember what I said earlier. If you have stuff on your dragon shopping list, that's going to definitely improve your squad. And this maybe will, maybe not. Yeah, I had one really great test just now, but that doesn't mean that it's the best or one of the best artifacts ever made. But yeah, as of right now, I'm feeling pretty good. I think that's all I have to say. So remember, leave a comment with your game ID. Don't forget the game ID. And that enters my weekly diamond giveaway. Every week, 5 winners get 250 diamonds randomly selected from anyone who leaves any comment on any of my videos. It doesn't have to be the newest video. All right, I think that is it for me for today. I'm going to go play with this some more. And I'll see you guys in another video or, yeah, in game. See you around. Bye.